Hi everyone, I'm Chef Leroy and welcome to My Cozy Kitchen. My main meal today, I am doing El Pastor chicken tacos. So chicken El Pastor, okay? So I've got about 2¼ pounds of chicken breast. You can use 2, that's fine, all right? And I need a half of a medium yellow onion. We're gonna use 1 can of pineapple chunks. And you want to reserve the juice, and I'll show you what to do with this. So this is a 20-ounce can. I've got a can of chicken stock, and this is a 14.5-ounce can. I've got a can of chipotles in adobo sauce, and this is a 7.5-ounce can. We're going to need some garlic. I'll show you this here. So achote. So this is achote molido. Let me see, did I say that right? Yeah, molido, sorry. So that means ground achote, okay? So this is achote. We're gonna need that in there. And I have basically, let me look at my recipe real quick. I got 2 teaspoons of achote. Now, we need guajillo peppers, okay? So these are dried guajillo peppers. I've got 4 large pods, which equaled, what do I have? Equaled 1 ounce, okay? And that's with the stem on and the seeds in, okay? So this is a pretty simple recipe in a sense. I've never done this one before, so this is kind of new to me. But anyway, let me get the camera down here and show you how to get everything put together. Okay, so here's a few things you'll need to know. You'll need a tray, and the reason you'll need a tray is you're going to take your pineapple, which is in here, and I'm going to strain out the juice into this pot here. This is a small saucepan, okay? So let's go ahead and do that right now. All right, let that drain in there. And I'm going to put my pineapple right on this tray. Now you can use a fresh pineapple, but unless you're gonna eat the rest of it, you don't need all that large pineapple. Okay, so let's throw that on the tray. And the reason I'm throwing this on the tray is I'm going to roast that. I'll put it in my toaster oven, put it on broil, and I'm going to toast that, okay? Or roast it, I'm sorry. So then we want to add the can of chicken broth, sorry. So this is Swanson chicken broth. So we're going to add that. We're going to go ahead and add the achote powder. We're going to add these chipotles in adobo sauce. Now this becomes the sauce that we'll use to cook our chicken. Now the thing about the chicken is I'm going to throw it on my grill real quick too, so I'll show you that method as well. Anyway, let's set this pan to the side. Okay, pull the chicken out of the way. All right, so let's go ahead and cut up our onion. It only has to be kind of rough chopped in a sense, but I'll cut it down a little bit smaller. Okay, just like so. Dump that onion right in this liquid. Okay, just like so. All right, then we need a tablespoon of minced garlic. So let's grab that. You can use a clove as well. Just remember, cloves are a little stronger than the minced garlic in water, so you might use a little less. Okay, and then with these pods, I'll show you this. I'll move this pan to the side. Okay, you just pop the stem off. Now there's a lot of seeds in here. You want to get the seeds out. Okay, let's pop the stems off, like so. All right, cut the pod in half, just like so, and dump the seeds out on the board, okay? And then throw the pod right in the pan. Now you don't have to get all the seed, but get most of it, okay? Just like that. And usually these have a lot of seed in them. Basically what you're going to do is you're going to bring this up to a boil and let it simmer with these pods in there. And these pods are going to soften up, and that's exactly what you want. You want these guajillos to soften up nicely, and then you'll blend all of this together to make your sauce. Okay? And then we're going to cook it with our chicken. We're going to grill that chicken. Right now I got my grill on outside. It's been on for a while, so it's nice and hot. And there you go. Okay, so let's go ahead and get this pan on the stove and clean up our station, and we'll get that chicken cut. I'll show you what to do with that. We'll get our pineapple in the toaster oven and get that toasted as well. Okay, so let's just spread that out a little bit like that. Okay, let's get it in the toaster oven, get the pan on the stove. All right, so get your pan on the stove, and I'm going to turn it up to a high. So I want to get this up to a boil, okay? And then the next thing we'll do is get our pineapple in our toaster oven. And I'm going to set that on a broil on high as well. Let's move the camera over here slightly so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, so pineapple in there. I'm going to turn it to broil, turn it to high, and I got it set for 15 minutes. And start. All right, so let's go ahead and let those two items cook. And while they're cooking, let's go ahead and get that chicken ready. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, I've got my nylon board here. Okay, I don't like to cut raw food on my wooden cutting board, so I've got I'm going to cut these packages. Actually, I'm going to cut them open into this bucket here, my container. I don't have juice all over. Let's go ahead and pull your chicken out. Use the same container to put the chicken back into, because we're just going to bring it right out to the grill. All right, so what I want to do with the chicken, I want to split it. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and make them a little bit thinner so they grill nicely. And just throw them right into your little container, okay? So go ahead and cut it right down the middle. Okay, and there we go. Ready for the grill. Okay, let's go ahead and grab a pair of tongs and get them out on our charcoal grill. All right, see you in a minute here. Okay, I'm out at my grill, and it's been on for a while, so the charcoal's really cooked down. Let's go ahead and throw those chickens on there. All right, we'll go ahead and let those cook and get back to them in a little bit here. I'm going to shut this cover down. So a little convection heat there. Okay, I'm back out at my grill. Go ahead and flip our chicken. You see how white they are? That means they're almost cooked through. Okay, let's go ahead and close that back down, and we'll come back and check them in a little bit. Okay, the toaster oven just went off. Shut this fan down here a little bit. Okay, my stove fan's loud. Go ahead and open the door here on the toaster oven. And there you go. That's some beautiful looking pineapple. Okay, so I've roasted those in there for 15 minutes. I'm just going to set those on my stove here. Let them cool down, because this all will be cooked together. Let me pull the camera back here. Sorry, one-man production crew. And this is my sauce here for the chicken. I put a timer on it, so I'm cooking this for 20 minutes. And we'll just want to see how soft those pods are. Now, I did taste this, and it's got a bit of a kick to it, which is fine, because we're going to add that pineapple to it, and that'll help kind of balance out that heat. At least that's what we're hoping for. All right, so this first time I've done this method. I haven't done a El Pastor before, and definitely haven't done it with chicken. So pork is usually what they use, but I'm using chicken. All right, and all these things will have to cool down before you can blend them, because we will blend all this together to make our sauce to cook a chicken in. All right, I'm gonna go back outside and probably pull those chicken breasts off of the grill. Okay, I'm back at the grill. Let's go ahead and open it up, and those chickens look good. They smell good too, so that's exactly what you want, a good smell, good grill smell chicken. Now, what I'm going to do here is I will close my grill, open up my dampers on top and bottom, and let this charcoal just basically cook out. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and bring my chicken upstairs, and I'm going to cut it and get it ready for our sauce. Saute pan. So this one is a 12-inch saute pan. Go ahead and set up that off to the side. You do not need oil because you're going to put the chicken in with the sauce, okay? So I would cut my chicken into strips, just like so. And the reason being is it's going into a taco, and the strips lay nicely in a taco, right? So go ahead and just throw your chicken in the pan. What's up, Lewis? You want some chicken? He's really, really excited. Here you go. There you go. All right, just go ahead and cut that up. Again, this is 2 1/4 pounds of chicken. Do I need that much chicken for one meal? Nope, I sure don't. But we batch cook, so this will last part of the week here as a leftover. Or you could freeze it. And there you go. Okay, give another piece to Lewis down here. There you go, buddy. Louis kind of out of sorts nowadays because we redid our kitchen and we don't have the same stools anymore that he used to sit on. So take that juice and go ahead and pour it right in with your chicken. All that is usable, okay? So we'll throw that in there and we clean our board and we're good to go. All right, now we'll wait till our sauce is ready and we'll get everything put into the pan together. Let's see. All right, my timer just went off for my sauce. Guajillos should be really good. Now, as you noticed, I had a cover on it. I covered it about halfway through that last 20 minutes, so about 10 minutes with a cover on it. And I did that only because I just did not want this to reduce too much. But anyway, the pods look really good and now they're soft. Okay, and we're gonna blend this as well, all right? So at this point, what I'll do is I'll go ahead and add my pineapple right to my pan. Now I don't need to really cook this, so I'm gonna go ahead and shut my stove off. I'm gonna shut my fan off, which is so noisy. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and use this tray to put my sauce right onto it. And the reason I'm going to do that is to help cool it down quicker. So go ahead and add that to the tray and put this in your refrigerator, and that'll help it cool down quicker so you can get it in your blender, okay? Especially if you're trying to speed things up a bit. Because as you notice, it took about 40 minutes for this to cook. Now, there is another way you could do this. If you knew what you were doing and you were going to do it the day before, which I wasn't really sure what I was doing, you would go ahead and soak these guajillos overnight. I would basically take the liquid that I had, I heat it up, I put the guajillos right into it, and I put it in the refrigerator and let it sit overnight. Then it'll be nice and beautiful, and then you can cook it a lot quicker the next day. Okay? So we're just going to go ahead and leave this on this tray, and we're going to go ahead and let this cool down. Okay guys, our guajillo peppers and pineapple mixture here is ready to go for our El Pastor, chicken El Pastor that we're going to make. So we're going to be a little careful putting this in here. I'm coming off of a flat tray. We're going to get this into our blender bottle here. Nice and easy. Try not to make too much of a mess. And get all that in there. This smells so good, I'm telling you guys, and it has such a good flavor with that pineapple. Now a lot of times El Pastor, when you serve it, they'll put like roasted or grilled pineapple on top of the tacos. There's another way too, I've seen it with, they'll take cilantro, onions, and lime juice and salt basically. And that will be your condiment that will go on top of the El Pastor. They cut up the cilantro and onions really small and add a little salt and stuff to it. So that's another thing you can do. So I'm not going to add pineapple to the top of our tacos. This will be cooked with the chicken. And what I do have to go with my tacos is some wonderful fresh tomato salsa, which I made, and I just made a video of that as well. And we're going to use some queso fresco on top, okay? So let's get the blade on the blender. Again, I'm using a NutriBullet. magic bullet. Tighten that up nicely. Make sure this mixture is not hot, okay? Unless you're using a regular blender, you could use that. All right, it's a little noisy, so we'll show you what it looks like when it's done. Okay, it is done blending. All right, pull that off. Just tap it down so that sauce gets off the blade there. You don't really have to do that, but all right, unscrew that blade. Try to tap that sauce down in there. Whew, that smells good. I have never made this sauce before, this first time, and I'm kind of ad-libbing a little bit because I've never seen a recipe with chicken stock added to it, but this is one I'm doing. Oh my gosh, that is good. All right, I got my big pan here with my chicken cut up in it. I'm gonna go ahead and add that sauce right to the chicken, okay? Just throw all that right in there. Grab my spatula here. It's got some kick to it, I'll say that. You know, the chipotles are the one item that adds that spice. The guajillos are not overly spicy. They just add this really good kind of earthy, smoky flavor a little bit to it. They're really good peppers. And, you know, honestly, I've never used achote seasoning. I have had the Goya seasoning they use. We use it in rice, and it's called Goya achote, and that's basically red rice. That I've used before, but I've never used the actual dry seasoning before. All right. All right, there you go. Let's get it on the stove and get her rolling. Woo! Awesome. Okay. Let's turn that camera over to the stove. All right. So let's go ahead and turn the stove on. We'll turn it up to a medium-high temperature. Oh my gosh. I'm telling you guys, this is gonna be some fantastic tacos. It could be one of my better ones. I don't know. It's looking really, really good. Okay, we're gonna bring this up to a kind of good simmer. Now, it's a thick sauce, so it will splatter. So if you start getting it where it's splattering, then just cut that temperature down, okay? You just wanna slow cook this now, okay? The sauce actually would have been enough even for probably 3 pounds of chicken, really. It's really hard to do though, because those chipotles in the adobo sauce, that's literally the smallest can you can buy. You could split the can. It's just hard to do. I mean, honestly, this, if you wanted to, you could reserve just some of this sauce and take it off to the side and use it for a different meal later on. That might be the next thing you could do, is just cut this sauce in half and add it to the chicken, but I just wanted to go ahead and throw it all in here. You gotta experiment, but maybe next time I do it, I'll go ahead and I'll take half the sauce and pull it off, and I'll use just half the sauce in this amount of chicken. And we'll see where we get with it, okay? Anyway, we'll let this cook, and I will do a recap with you on what we did today. All right, so let's do that. All right, guys, that is a wrap on our chicken al pastor tacos. All right, I will show you what this looks like at the end of the video. I'll make sure that I post a photograph of the completed dish so you can see what it looks like. Again, we're gonna use some fresh tomato salsa that I made, and also some queso fresco will go along with it. And anyway, so again, I started out, I had 2 1/4 pounds of chicken breast. You can use chicken thighs if you choose, okay, they're cheaper. Also, it's skinless, but make sure that you cut it into nice thin strips if you're gonna grill it like I did. You could do the same thing if you're gonna do it on the stove too, but I recommend doing it at least in a, if you have a grill type pan, to use that, just to make it look good, you know, some nice marks on it. Then we used half of a medium yellow onion, which I diced. We used 1 ounce of guajillo peppers, and I'll show you what they look like again. So this is a package I picked up from the Mexican market. It's a big bag, and well, it's like $5.27 for this big ass bag. So I'm gonna have a lot of guajillos for a while. The other thing I have in there is this achote molido. Okay, molido means ground. So this is achote ground, and I use 2 teaspoons of the achote. Okay. Also, I used 1 tablespoon of minced garlic. We used 1 20-ounce can of pineapple chunks, which I drained the liquid into my pan and used that as my cooking liquid. And then we put the pineapples into the oven and roasted them. Okay, I used them on a high heat broiler for 15 minutes. And then the next thing we did is we added 1 can of chicken broth to the pan as well, to my little saucepan. And that was a 14.5 ounce can of chicken broth. And we used 1 7.5 ounce can of chipotles and adobo sauce. Okay. Now again, like I said, that's the smallest can you can find. And I had to go to 3 stores to find it today, so I don't know what that was all about. And I went to the Mexican market first, and they didn't have any. Not really sure what was going on with that. Anyway, we cooked the sauce basically with the guajillos for 40 minutes, okay, on a low, medium to low temperature. I would also recommend that putting a cover on halfway through part of it would be a really good idea, so you don't get too much evaporation of your sauce. And then the peppers will get nice and soft, okay? Another thing you could do is shortcut it. Like I said, you could let them soak overnight, but use the same juice that you're gonna use to cook them in. Use the chicken broth and the pineapple juice when you do that. I would heat it up with the peppers in it and then just put it in your refrigerator overnight and they'll get nice and soft. Okay, that just shortcuts the whole time frame. Then basically just go ahead and cool the sauce down, blend it, throw it in with your chicken, and now here it is cooking. I can hear it sizzling away over there on the stove. Smells absolutely fantastic in the kitchen right now. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hopefully it was easy enough to follow along with. It is a little bit lengthy process to do this, but believe me, your tacos will be fantastic. So anyway, I'll post a photo of what our completed meal looks like today, so you can see what everything looks like. Again, if you enjoyed the video, please give me some thumbs up. Please subscribe, guys. Again, it doesn't cost you any money to subscribe. It just gives you a heads up when a video is coming out or it has posted, and it just helps the channel, okay? Also, please leave a comment if you need any more information. Please leave that. I'll try to respond to your messages as soon as I see them. Otherwise, you guys have a fantastic day. Chef Leroy, and out.